Bookies, my name is Hannah, and today we are talking about my process of booktubing and how I booktube. Now, this doesn't mean like if I do scripts, how like my bookshelves are set up. It's just my software that I use to edit, my camera, my tripod, like everything. So we're gonna go everything that happens behind the scenes that you guys don't really see. And we're not talking about books today. We're just talking about how myself as kind of a beginner booktuber, how I kind of started out, how much everything cost. And so yeah, so as we go along I will explain just how much everything is in case you want to get into booktubing or some other thing like makeup. Then you can go ahead and try it out. I'm going to put the prices and all that, and so let's just get to it. So first things first, we are going to talk about the supplies that you need to booktube and the supplies that I have for my booktubing. So the first thing I have, of course, is the camera. So this is my camera. It's a WB-1100F from Samsung. I don't quite remember how much it cost. I mean, I know it was probably a pretty cheap camera. I know I didn't spend. It's probably no more than $200. I think it was like $175 if I'm being oddly specific. It's a pretty good camera. I mean, I don't have any complaints. I don't know if you guys have any complaints. The only problem I have with it is when I zoom in, the sound goes off, so you can't hear anything when I zoom in, but other than that, I can't complain about it. It's a cute little perfect camera, and it's perfect for my first booktubing. Maybe when I'm more camera savvy, maybe I'll buy another camera, better camera. So this is a great starting out camera, I think. So it's not the most expensive camera, but it's a nice enough camera that I knew it would be pretty good for the booktubing. I did buy this specifically for booktubing, so I'm very, very happy with it. Next, we have the tripod. So next we have the tripod, which is a Tragus TGT BK58T. I think this gets to about, I want to say it gets about to my height, a little less than that, probably about 5'5". It's a pretty good tripod. It is probably on the cheaper side just because it was my starting out tripod. It's still my starting out tripod. It can get tall. This is the smallest it can get though, which is pretty tiny. It's not that huge. And it's like got like the bubble. You see that? It's also got a bubble. Hold on, let me find it. So it's got a bubble down here that will show you just how level you are to the ground. And it comes with this that hooks onto the bottom of the camera. You never see this, but it hooks onto the bottom of the camera and then it hooks to the tripod. If you're going to buy a tripod for your camera, make sure that it is compatible with your camera. Like, I don't know how many cameras screw into this, and I don't quite know. I feel like I was maybe very lucky to just find it on the first try. But before you go out and buy a tripod and a camera, make sure that they are compatible with each other. And then we have the SD card. Different cameras take different SD cards. I have a 16 gigabyte and a 64 gigabyte, but they both are very different price points, but they both hold, like, of course, a different amount of space. So I have 2 gigabytes, but not gigabytes. I have 2 SD cards, but like maybe you can get by with 116. I obviously get by with 116 for a moment until I find my other one. But I think that's all the supplies you need. Just kidding, it's not. So the next thing you need to think about is the lighting situation. Some people use natural lighting, and I've done it before. I will do it again, I'm sure. Of course, it's nighttime, so I can't really use it right now. Other people use like just the makeup mirrors, the circular ones. Other people use normal lamps. They just use their like overhead lights. It all depends on how you want your lighting to be. I went out and bought this 5-headed lamp, which I'm using currently for my lighting. I think it was like $30 at Walmart, so it wasn't too bad, but I feel like it has improved my videos quite a bit compared to me depending on natural lighting or above room lights. Just if you would like good lighting, I would definitely invest in a very good lighting source. So a good lamp. They have really small like desk lamps that you can shine onto you. I'm sure that'd look great too. Just do what you do, boo. Next we have the editing software. I use Wondershare Filmora, which is, okay, I love Wondershare Filmora. Let me get that out there real quick. It is $50 for a lifetime subscription, or it's $20 a year. And for a while I was using its free trial, but at the end of the free trial, every time you export a video, a big Wondershare logo would be plastered all over your videos, and like, I just felt like the $50 for a lifetime subscription is kind of better for me. And so I have that. I spent $50 on it and I do not regret it. It's great. It's a great editing program. I know Adobe has like better programs with more, it's like more capable of doing things. There's better effects. But for someone who didn't have a lot of money a couple years ago, the $50 for a lifelong subscription was great, because I haven't changed Wondershare and it just keeps updating, and it gives you free like textures and stuff like that, and I think it's a really good program. But if you prefer other programs, go for it. Sure, it's all up to you guys, just telling you what I get. Now we get to the actual process of booktubing. Now, everybody has a different process. This is just the process that I go through, and I'm going to throw in a couple tips as we go along. So what I would do at the beginning of your video, before you even start up the camera, I would write out a script or outline. Even as we speak, I have an outline down here with what I'm going to be saying in this video. It kind of keeps me on track, and that way I don't ramble so much. It's kind of just like a, here, I do this and I do that. And yeah, I do still ramble a little bit, but at least I sometimes mostly get to the point. So for the script, I wouldn't put down every single word that you're saying, so like you don't sound robotic. I wouldn't be like, you need to write a script every day of what you're going to say. Like, I feel like that's very monotone. Just kind of put the gist of what you want to say down, and then just kind of let it flow. That's how I do it. It's like, that's why I sound stupid a lot, is I kind of just let it flow. The next step is when you set up your tripod and your lighting. This is step 3. You want to make sure that with your camera that you are in frame. I don't even know if I'm in frame right now. I'm in a very kind of a rush to finish this video. But I feel like I know my camera and my tripod well enough to know that I am in frame. I would like to have like a couple inches, not inches, but a little bit of a space between the top of my head and the top of the frame. Don't let yourself be super close to the camera. Like this close. I feel like this is too close. But don't be too far away where you have to shout and your voice is really quiet. You want to be at that perfect ratio where, like, say, like, I feel like I'm at a good ratio currently. And if it makes you feel comfortable, so you remember your ratio, is put X's on the ground in tape. That way you can put your tripod up the same way, same place every time. So the next step is completely optional, but sometimes I do this. I would do this if you don't have a editing program and you're doing it in one long take, is I would go over what you're going to say, practice what you're going to say, and kind of just get the rhythm of what you want to say in your video. And I know, like, the first couple videos are probably going to be awkward. I know my first video by myself was hella awkward, but like, you got to kind of get used to it. You got to find the passion in this. So if you're doing one long continuous shot, I would practice what you're going to say, but I feel like if you have an editing program and you're able to cut out the kind of parts that you ramble, then you go ahead and do as many takes as you need, as long as you can cut out the parts that you don't want in that. I feel like that wasn't English. So the next step is you start recording. It's super weird at first to just be talking to a camera, but at one point you kind of just focus on a point, and I can see the point right there. See, I focus on that point. I don't even know what that looks like in camera for you, but at one point during, like, if you continue doing this and you get into a routine with it, you're going to focus on a point on the camera, and it's going to become so natural for you to just kind of talk to it. You will be nervous your first video, like I said. It's totally fine. It's totally normal. You will improve with time. Unless you're, like, amazing from the get-go, then I'm totally jealous, because I am not amazing, and I will never, like, I feel like I've improved, but I feel like I'm not, like, a totally amazing editor or, like, talker or booktube or anything like that. But recording, just at one point during booktube, it just kind of gets fun. We're talking to yourself, it's just fun, it's enjoyable, and you love to do it. And that's the part where you want to find yourself to be like, I love to record myself, I'm such in like a good mood, I'm in the groove with it. It's great once you get to that point. the first couple videos are going to be a little rough, and I know you're probably going to think, I can't post this, this is too cringy. Post it. No one's going to think it's cringy. Someone's going to be like, wow, she's like, you're doing it, and you know, that's all amazing. Like, it's amazing. Oh, that was cringy, Hannah. Make sure you covered everything, because there's a lot of times that I'll be editing and I'll be like, oh, I didn't say that part. That's probably kind of important. So that's why outlines are important, just so you know what parts you need to get in, what you need to say, and then at the end of the video, make sure that you covered all the points you want to cover and like say everything you've wanted to say. Make sure there are pauses between where you want your cuts, because some of my cuts are very like that, where it's do very quickly and I'm on to the next sentence. It helps if you pause, and it's okay if you'll be mid-sentence and you just gotta kind of be like, you just gotta restart. So once you're done recording and you've got everything covered, it is time to edit. You edit this however your heart desires. I like to edit my videos because I feel like it puts my own little flair on it, and I do like going back and watching my videos where I put kind of like funny pictures or like GIFs or memes, just literally anything into it, because I feel like that's my own flair and it kind of brings out my personality a little bit more. You don't have to add things like that. You can just do like cute little floral things, or you can just add nothing at all and just have normal text. It's totally fine. But just, I feel like when you're editing and when you're booktubing, it's when you're recording that your true personality comes out, and when you're editing is when your humor or your professionalism comes out. And mine is very kind of, I feel like I'm kind of the in-between, where I'm just kind of like, I have goofy GIFs sometimes, and then I have like subtitles other times. I'm really kind of, don't quite know what I'm doing yet. When you are done editing, I find this a very important step in my editing process, is when you're done editing, before you export your video, watch your video from the beginning to end, no matter how long it is. And don't like let it play in the background and be on your phone. You have to watch it, because if you missed something and you export it, like, you can delete it, but it's going to be so much more work to go back in and like fix that problem, instead of just watching your video real quick. And then, you know, I just feel like it's very important to go back and review your video before you post it. And after that, you can export your video and post it on YouTube or whatever channel you'd like. I'm not going to tell you how to do your descriptions, because my descriptions suck. There's a really great place where you can do free thumbnails. I'll have it in the link below. I do my thumbnails there. I do like pretty much literally everything there. And like, some of it costs money, some of it is free. I use mostly the free stuff if you guys are worried, because I'm not rich like that. I can't afford stuff like that. But there's a lot of things where it's like cute backgrounds, cute fonts, cute little frames. It's really a really great site for you to make thumbnails. So if you want to start making thumbnails, you can. I'll put the link down below. And that is it for this video today, guys. If you actually start a YouTube channel and you have any more questions for me, I'm not a pro at this, but I feel like I've gotten a lot better in the past couple years. You can go ahead and like ask me any question you want. If you do start a YouTube channel, I want to come see it, even if it's makeup. I don't wear makeup, but I will come follow you. If it's about books, I will come follow you. It can be literally about anything, and I will come follow you. Like, I follow some weird channels on here, guys. Don't even worry about it. But thank you so much for joining me. I will see you guys on Tuesday. You didn't get a video Tuesday because I gave you 2 videos on Friday, and I was just kind of worn out. I'm sorry. But, you didn't get a video Tuesday, but you will get one next Tuesday. So I will see you guys, not next Tuesday, I will see you guys this Tuesday. Thank you so much for joining me, and rock on. Hey guys, I'm Hannah at Heckyeahbooks, and today me and my sister, who you are going to meet in just a few seconds, we are doing the siblings tag. So she's sitting behind the camera.